Hey everyone, Josie here, and bringing you another video. On this video, I will be talking about the Rogue One Blu-ray, and I'm gonna be giving my review of not only the movie, but whether or not the Blu-ray is worth the purchase. Now, I I pre-ordered the movie from the Disney Movie Club. I am a member of the Disney Movie Club, and by pre-ordering, I received a free lithograph, which is basically like a high quality picture made on like some like a kind of like a postcard sort of thing, but it's really good quality and has the seal, the and so my review of the movie is pretty much this. I think when this movie first got announced, it was basically around the time we got the first trailer for The Force Awakens. Now, when we got the first trailer for Force Awakens and they announced this at the same time, I was more excited for Rogue One. The whole concept of it being a war movie, which was gonna follow regular soldiers in the rebellion, and it was not gonna focus on any Force users. There was gonna be no Jedi at all. I found that very intriguing, and I was so excited, so pumped. Then The Force Awakens came out, and that movie was really good, and I loved it. So then when we were moving forward to Rogue One, getting closer, I was wondering if it was going to be as good as Force Awakens. If it was going to live up to the hype that I had given it. Because I really hyped this movie up, and I think personally, I think this movie tops Force Awakens. Now, it's not to say that it's better than Force Awakens because they're two completely different films. Yes, they're both in the Star Wars universe, but whereas Force Awakens is more lighthearted, as as all the Star Wars movies are, this one is very gritty and more down to earth, I guess, even though it's not in Earth. But what I mean by that is you get to see this war from the perspective of people without these magical abilities, without the Jedi, So it becomes much more real, and the stakes are really high. Um, Another thing that this movie did great was basically the whole production of it, because it fits right in with the aesthetic established in Episode 4, A New Hope. If you were to watch this and then watch New Hope right after, you 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 would know right away that this takes place around the same time. Um, Now, a lot of other movies have tried to do this where the sequels that are based around the same time period, and you could always tell that the new movies are way more advanced. Obviously we have better technology now, so the production looks way better than what it did like in the 70s. But what Gareth Edwards did in this movie is made sure that the aesthetic fit the aesthetic established in A New Hope, and I think that extra care and that extra level of detail really paid off and made this movie way better than honestly than it should have been. Um, Now, it's not a perfect film. One of the main issues is that the characters, you do not get enough time to really get to know them. You do, you know a bit about Cassian and you know about Jin. Basically, everyone else is just they play their characters, and you don't get to know enough of their background. You get hints here and there, but unfortunately, um, there was room to get to know them a bit more. However, by sacrificing that, I think they made it a little bit more focused. And I'm telling you, the third act of this movie, it just goes bad. It just blows the roof off, and it goes insane and really crazy. And it's Star Wars, and it's what you want to see. And man, the ending of it, I saw it when it came out in theaters. I saw it 3 times, so I'm just gonna say I really love this movie. So I was really excited to get the Blu-ray. Now, the bonus features in this Blu-ray are it does have a bunch. when I first opened it, I'm gonna show it to you guys. You see, you got your Blu-ray right there, digital copy. But then, what I thought was gonna be the DVD in it, it's a whole disc, and it's a whole disc of bonus features. Now, this is always a good sign when you open up a Blu-ray and you see a whole separate disc just for bonus features. That means that it's loaded with bonus features, and it's the reason why I buy Blu-rays. Um, so I was watching a bit of it, and it has really interesting stuff. Basically, it has short little documentaries or little stories about the actors, and you got the producers, the director, and they're not talking about how this movie came together. They're describing the characters and pretty much describe every single character and how they managed to how they portrayed it and all this stuff. Going to concept to actually filming them, and then you learn about how they pitched the idea of this movie, and all this stuff. How much the director loved the original trilogy, and it's just really fascinating stuff that I love to see. And pretty much any Blu-ray I buy, I live for these bonus features. Um, all those bonus features, the total the total time that you'll spend watching them, from start to finish of the bonus feature is about an hour and like 12 minutes. So it is substantial. You do get a lot of stuff, and that's great. I love that's I think that's a perfectly acceptable amount of time to dedicate to bonus features. Way more than you get in many movies. There is one downside which really upsets me when I buy Blu-rays and they don't have this, and that's the audio commentary. There is no audio commentary, even though a movie like this deserves one. Like, I would love to watch it and hear what Gareth Edwards was going through, or hearing his thoughts on, or his experiences of filming this movie. And unfortunately, we do not get that. But I think the hour and 8 minutes are more than enough to justify the price, which I believe it's. I think I got it for 24, but I think maybe Best Buy had it for like probably cheaper. I'm not too sure on the price, but I think it's worth the price. It's a great movie. If you love Star Wars, this is a great one to add to the collection. And honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing more of these standalone movies, as opposed to just the saga ones. So yeah, I say definitely a must buy if you're into Star Wars, and if you like this movie, you're probably gonna buy it anyway. So yeah, those are my thoughts on this Blu-ray. Thank you guys. See you.